I never remember a moment where doing movement work and service-oriented work was like divorced from voting rights. Because I was raised in Montgomery, every other month there's the anniversary of some event related to desegregation, Selma to Montgomery March, Bloody Sunday. There's always a reminder. I don't ever remember it not being a part of our culture and discussions at home. My name is Evan Milligan, and I'm Executive Director of Alabama Forward. Our goals are to spread pro-democracy values to every corner of the state. I was born into an artist, activist family. My parents had day jobs, but in their off time, they were starting organizations. They were giving me things to pass out in the community. It just inspired a sense of belonging and connection to people that cared about Black people, about their neighbors. And when I got old enough to choose a career, I was just motivated to be around people that reminded me of that vibe. And so doing community-based work is a direct way to do that.
Can't stop the revolution! You can't stop the revolution! Voting rights is the solution! Voting rights is the solution!
Voting plays a role of checking authoritarianism. So if we don't have members of a society that feel empowered to say no, to say stop, to say this is a barrier, this is a boundary, or you need to go further. Having the right to vote, it helps to continue to condition us to speak to power.
It's not always the easiest place to do pro-democracy work, so we have to use many different tools and tactics to communicate our messaging and our values to people of all ages to inspire us.
We mainly anchor ourselves in the work by focusing on voter registration, mobilizing and inspiring our neighbors into deeper levels of civic engagement. And that means voting, that can mean mutual aid, that can mean volunteering with any of our 30+ member organizations. Really helping people to find the right type of engagement that works for them so that they can be serving, learning, and contributing to a community-based movement where they are here in the state. The culture of Alabama makes our work pretty cool. As much as that's a culture that we sometimes are working to change, maybe we're criticizing, it's like, death penalty, the violence in the prisons, the reliance on prisons for mental health, autism, drug addiction, all that kind of stuff. So you're going to places where people who have differences of opinion and lifestyles tend to gather. It's just more fun to me playing this role with civic engagement and working around public policy issues. It's such public-facing work. We have this program called Shake the Field. One way of shaking the field is when you own where you are, you own who you are, and wherever you're engaging, you're showing up ready to move your values and your agenda and your sense of presence in that space. But it's a football state. Before you take the field, you're amping each other up, like before you go into battles. Is that type of metaphor to shake the field. So for us, we wanted to say shake the field of 18 to 49-year-old Black Alabamians, students, workers, LGBTQ, new Americans, everybody living here who wants to see more freedom and more choices for themselves and the people that they care about. To say it's not enough to stay here complaining. It's not enough to be from Alabama and move to another place, lose our accents, and feel like we're kind of gaining some deeper quality of life. That's fine if we need to do those things, but there are other options that we have. If we own our identity and own the fact that speaking out and building, digging in our roots here while we're still branching out can actually change the dynamics that we don't like here in this state and protect the ones we do like, that's shaking the field. A change maker is somebody that shakes the field. I've been known to be a change maker at times. Change maker is when you recognize there's something going on that you either like or dislike and you want less or more of it, and then you figure out how to make that happen, either through your personal strength or figuring out how to scheme, plot, strategize, influence other people around you to achieve that outcome.